So we just killed it at Gold's Gym, North Hollywood. We did some chest today, and I was talking to my buddy Kyle, and I wanted him to come over and do a video for the YouTube channel. And I wanted for him to do a little introduction in case if you don't know him, which you probably do already. He's killing it in the fitness industry. He's somebody that I've looked up to for a long time before I even got started professionally in this industry. So Kyle, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Kyle Clarke. I was born in Las Vegas, Nevada. Same with Colin. I was in the military before fitness as well. I was a captain in the Army for 5 years. I got out. I was supposed to work for an engineering firm or work for an architecture firm because my degree is in civil engineering. But I just had this passion for fitness, and I said, you know what? I want to be on the cover of Muscle and Fitness, and I want to make a difference in people's lives in relation to fitness. So with a little bit of heat from the family and everybody else, I started personal training, and I started really trying to figure out the fitness industry. Within 2 years, I was on 20 national covers, including Fitness RX, Ironman Magazine, Muscle and Fitness, Reps. I mean, every national magazine you could think of. And it was just because I just believed that I just had laser focus and believed that I could do it. And I started out, I did a couple competitions just to get some photos. And then what I did was I took those photos and I would show them to the photographers that actually shot for the magazines. And you usually don't hear back right away, or they don't contact you at all, but I mean, they're still sending your photos around. And eventually someone comes back to you and says, hey, we'd like to shoot you. And if you're in shape and you're ready to go, it's yours, and you shoot. And if you do well there and you make a good rapport with those people, they use you over and over and over again, and they build confidence in you. And once you have that confidence with a magazine company or with a photographer, I mean, you have that trust in each other that when you say you're ready to shoot, they know you're ready to shoot, and it happens, and you work so well together that usually, covers come out of it, deals come out of it, so many opportunities come once you have that trust.
Right, and year after year, you just establish that rapport with that editor, photographer, and they want to keep using you more and more. So we actually did at the Anaheim Fit Expo, we both did a seminar at the same time, and we were giving some tips to everybody. And I guess one of the main things or questions that I get whenever I'm working at Expo or a booth, people will come up to me and say, Colin, how did you get this way? Did you compete? Or like, how did you begin in the industry, and how can I be where you're at today? And it's kind of ironic. Me and Kyle, we both don't compete.
Yeah, we don't compete.
So a lot of people have this understanding that they have to compete and get their pro card to be at the top, and that's not
necessarily true. Your passion is to compete. If you love the competitive, aspect of it, and getting judged by, strangers, and the only way you're going to be able to keep on that diet is if you have a competition coming up, then maybe competitions are good for you.
Sure.
But that's just one way that you can be successful in this industry. I mean, there are so many different ways that you can put your footprint on the industry, make a difference, and then connect with the people that are involved and grow yourself, which pretty much is your business in this industry, which Colin has done an amazing job. I mean, he reaches out to every single person that's anybody in the industry and connects with them, works with them. It's inspiring to me to see how he just, in such a short amount of time has just sprouted into, one of the top fitness models in the world.
That's awesome. So what do you think about advice? Let's say somebody wants to sign with a modeling agency or a manager. What kind of advice would you give to them? Because I have my own insight, and you can.
Yeah. Modeling, managers, and agents. In fitness, there's not. Well, first of all, I've been on over 50 national covers now. I've been published more times than I could ever count. I have a contract with a supplement company going 6 years strong. I have contracts with other companies, and none of that has ever come from a manager or an agent. sometimes I would be on set working, and a couple other people would be there as well shooting, and those people were brought on by a manager or an agent. So they do get work sometimes, but no one's gonna push your career like you are. And it's not like a cover is gonna make an agent a lot of money. So there's no reason for the agent to really push for you for a cover, because they're gonna get, they only get a percentage of what you make, and it's not the money for the cover that makes it worth it. It's what you can do with that cover to completely, raise yourself and take that cover that you just got and send it around to people and work that way.
So my perspective on managers or agents is there's a couple depending factors. So I was in Alabama, and that's where I lived pretty much my whole career as a fitness model, and just traveling as needed to different areas or photo shoots, wherever that is. I was approached by several managers and agencies, and when I first started off in the industry, I actually signed with the agency out of New York, and I made the mistake of going exclusive. Yeah, and but they were good enough to release me from that once I explained it. But the key point that I want to talk about is, if you are wanting to go with a manager or an agency because they have a ton of contacts, they may know a lot of people that you don't know, it could be a good route, okay? But the key point that I want to hit on is, where do you live, okay? There's not a lot, like if you live in Alabama, there's no point in signing with the manager for real. Like, you could do everything that yourself. A lot of it's going to be from casting calls. So like Kyle and I, we both live in Hollywood, California. So there's a ton of stuff that we could do that we don't have the direct contacts for. So like Wilhelmina, or there's several other agencies out there that can do a lot of stuff for you. So depending on the location of where you're at, I would recommend possibly getting a manager. But I would definitely consider not signing exclusive to any agency or management company, because you're kind of hurting yourself. You don't know where you're going to be a year down the road or 2 years down the road. And now if you're locked into this company and they're not doing much for you, you're screwed. You can't do anything. So what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, if you're in LA or New York, your agent's going to send you out on big stuff like, Under Armour, Nike, that kind of stuff. So that part would be okay. I actually have a print and commercial agent here. I have a theatrical agent, but that's more on the acting side of the house. For all my fitness, and when I meet with those people, I say, listen, I'm big in fitness, and this is what I do, and I shoot these covers, and I have these contracts already set up, and they say, we don't want to touch any of that. We just want to send you out on new stuff, and we want a percentage of what you make on the new stuff that we send you out on. So if you can get some kind of agreement, or just be open and keep that dialogue with them, I think it's good to have an agent or a manager that can push you in that direction. But like you said, if you're not in LA, you're not in New York, you're not really going to be going on casting calls. So if you need someone to reach out to other people for you, then maybe a manager or one of these fitness, company agencies is a good route. But I would strongly encourage you to just pick up the magazine that you want to be on, flip to page like 4 or 5, and it gives you, it's all the answers are right there. It's like editor-in-chief, name, and it's like art director, name, photographers, name. You just take those, and nowadays all you gotta do is Google search that.
And a lot of that times their emails are directly under it.
Yeah, you can find their emails, you can find their Instagram handles nowadays. I mean, the answers are right there for you. So you could look for someone who they may or may not push your career for you, or you can push your career yourself, which is, in my opinion, always the best option.
Because nobody wants success more than you.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't ever see me signing with a management company exclusive, ever. I don't care who you are. I don't ever see me doing that because I feel like it could hinder me down the road if they're not providing enough. Because like we said a minute ago, nobody wants success more than you. So with that being said, I will work with other managers, and I have in agencies around the US, and if they find me something and it actually works out, then they can get their cut. So it's a win-win on both sides, because they can bring a lot to the table that you wouldn't have known or did yourself, and they're still getting their percentage. At the end of the day, that's all they want. They're just using you to get more money. which is why they don't really care about the magazine covers, because you're not going to get rich off of being a magazine cover. At the Anaheim Expo, we actually did a talk about it, and I personally don't charge publications ever. But speaking of publications, what's your favorite magazine you've ever been on?
Oh man. Well, growing up, I was the smaller kid, and I played every sport you could think of, and I was just too small to be like the star athlete on the team. So to me, the star athletes were always on the cover of Muscle and Fitness. So growing up, I always looked up to those guys, and when I hit the fitness industry, I was like, that's the cover I want, Muscle and Fitness. So I finally got my Muscle and Fitness cover in 2012, but then the next month, I ended up getting my dad back in shape, and at 63 years old, I got him on the cover of Iron Man magazine, you've seen it, with me for the 75th anniversary issue of Iron Man magazine. And that one immediately became my favorite cover that I've ever done, just because of the bonding experience with my dad, and just seeing him transform his body, and just him saying he could do something and him doing it just like I did as well. So that's my favorite cover.
I bet, man. That's awesome to have that cover that you can cherish forever. And at the end of the day, family's everything. So to have that moment, I met your dad several times at several expos, and he's so proud of you and everything you've accomplished. And I'm proud of you too. But anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to follow Kyle Clarke on Instagram. What's your IG?
It's just my name, Kyle Clarke.
Okay.
And Clarke has an E on the end, which even some covers have forgotten to put my E on the end.
Oh, shoot. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.